Chris, that was one of those games where it wasn't y'all's best night. I mean, y'all left 15 runners on base. Y'all had a couple of defensive miscues. Didn't have a great start, but it's one of those where you got the win. Are you happy with that? What was the conversation like in the dugout after all that?
Well, you're always happy when you win. I mean, it takes away a lot of the bad during the game. But I did challenge them. I didn't think it was our best game in a lot of different areas. I don't think we pitched great until the end of the game. I don't think we defended at a high level. And we had some opportunities. Maybe we could have won that game earlier at the plate if we just put a ball in play. So you got to tip your hat to those guys. I thought they really competed. But for our guys to stay engaged, stay in the moment, and keep playing, I thought was huge. And they always have a tendency to keep playing, man. Our guys will play hard.
I know the bottom of the order, I think, was like 2 of 17, but they had that big hit from Brad with a double, and then Lane came in there with a sac fly. How big was that to just come through right there for those guys? And what was kind of your assessment?
Well, they had a tough night, that backside of the order, and we had spoke about it. And I thought all three at bats were huge. I mean, Brad hits the double, and then Tanner Leggett, we don't get 2 bunts down, and he just stays in there and fights and hits that ball to second. And then Lane has a great at bat too, man. Their lefty there, I think in Menifee, was really talented, and it wasn't easy to get barrels on him, and we got a couple on him there in the ninth.
Steve?
Coach, not a great outing again from Christian. What are you seeing from him right now, and what do you think's preventing him from getting through the order that second time?
It's tough because we have the error in the inning too, but I just didn't think he was super sharp. I mean, I just thought we missed some pitches all night long. We were in long counts. We get in the jam in the first, we're in the jam in the fourth, and we just felt like changing a pattern there and trying to go with some right-handed velocity. But we need him. I mean, when he's good, man, he's really talented and competes. And but I just felt like tonight that was my call, and I felt like it was time to go to somebody else.
Joel?
I guess there's not really much else you can say at this point about Landon Sims and what he does. But when he's out there, is there just a confidence in you and all these guys that, I mean, it's going to be a quick inning and get back in there? And I guess a two-part question. I don't know when the decision was made to play the doubleheader, but knowing that you're finishing the series tomorrow, was it just a situation where you were going to ride Landon until as long as you could, I guess, at that point?
He just walked in the room, so I don't want to talk too good about him, okay? So but, we kind of knew that doubleheader was coming. We had a good idea. I was waiting for a weather report after the game. So, and I think they know it too. So all these bullpen arms, and there was a lot of pitches thrown in tonight's game. That's why we're still here at the ballpark. So we felt like once he got to past a certain point, it'd be really hard for him to come back after he throws 2 innings to come back and throw any more. He wouldn't have the opportunity to come back and throw tomorrow. So the way we just decided to extend him and let him stay out there. And like you said, as soon as he comes out of that bullpen, our fans see it, our players see it, our coaches see it, and it brings energy. And just as he's done it all year long, he's had a lot of success, and he's a lot of fun to play behind.
Theo?
Coach, when Tanner Allen struck out in the 7th to end that inning, how determined was he to come back and make amends for it? And how do you think he did that there in the 12th?
Yeah, I was, man, I'm glad he did it. I was ready to go home. It was a tough at bat. That was a tough AB he had there in the 7th. And you don't see a ball hit the bat behind their head. I thought the ball may have gone to the backstop right there. And unlucky break for us. And then their guy came in, and, he struggled with command at times, but he didn't struggle tonight with the fastball. And he threw some good pitches to Tanner, and then got ahead, and then Tanner fished at that breaking ball. But Tanner had an unbelievable night. I just thought all his at-bats, and even his at-bat before the last one, he hit a hard hit ball to second. So not much to frown about with him.
Steve?
Kind of sickening with the TA thing. I mean, he kind of ruins the splits for everybody. I mean, the lefty, and he goes 3 for 3, and then they keep trotting people out there, and he just hits everybody out there. And so it's like when he comes to the plate, it's like there's an electricity in the stadium. What's it like in the dugout when you guys know that TA's coming up there and the game's on the line?
Well, when the game's on the line, you feel like he's getting that hit every time. And right now, as he walks to the plate, we had a couple with 2 outs early in the game, and he made some things happen just with big swings. He's hot, and he's a really good hitter. And so it's been fun to watch him and all those guys in there. We've had some really good at-bats from those guys there in the middle lately.
And back to the whole lefty thing with him, he's playing backside so well instead of trying to do too much there. Is that just kind of taking what they're giving him right now and not trying to be a selfish hitter?
It is. It definitely is. And, the Signs kid who started, his split lefties hit him better. He would leave some fastballs over the plate. So I think that's what he did and that guy was good early. He had some real life to his fastball, and I thought TA was able to stay in there, and he just barreled some balls up, and he just stays in the zone.
Joel.
Just looking at what you may have pitching wise tomorrow, I guess first off, is Brandon available for you this weekend?
Yes, Brandon is available tomorrow.
And I guess just how imperative is it at this point that whether it's Will or Jackson or both of them, one of them come out and give you 6-7 innings and try and get deep into a game since you had to use so many bullets tonight.
Yeah, and our two main bullets, we lose Christian, we lose Landon. But I think everybody else, maybe Preston, maybe if he comes back and feels better tomorrow, but everybody else threw 5-10 pitches, so we're going to have everybody else through tonight. And then we have some good long guys tomorrow too. So I feel like we got some bullets in our bullpen. They use just as many or more than us. Now I know us using Landon, but we use Landon and we won. That's the difference, of being able to get a win out of it. So no, I guess probably neither one of us wanted to play a doubleheader tomorrow because of this type of game, but no rest. Just show up and play and grind it out. And, we'll have to come and be ready to go tomorrow, but I think those guys will be ready.
Tyler.
Chris, saw your guys strike out looking 7 times tonight. Kind of been a bit of a theme here and there throughout the season. Is that just an approach thing? Is that opposing pitchers locating well, or what would you kind of attribute that to?
I would just say a couple pitchers made pitches. I know in the SEC, which is probably the best pitchers in the country, we're the best team that doesn't strike out. So I'm gonna stick with our approach on that one. Yeah, we'll have some here and now, but we're probably one of the better teams in the country with 2 strikes. So every once in a while you get fooled or whatever, but what we've done to this point of the year, I think that's what happens in this game is their guy looks up and he's at 90-something pitches in the 5th inning. I think you give and take a little bit, but we were able to get him out pretty early. Then they threw their best reliever, their second best reliever, and then one of their top relievers also. So we're, our approach and grinds it out. We probably hit with 2 strikes more than most, but and every once in a while we get some backward Ks, but a K is a K and out's an out in a lot of ways, as long as we're grinding.
John, you can wrap us up.
Well, Chris, Tyler actually kind of asked my question there, but I'll just ask you about Jackson going on a kind of short notice, a little less rest than he thought he was going to get. There's probably not, but is there any remote concern like on that end on him going like a day earlier? And also, is there anything kind of he has to change approach wise in terms of just going one day ahead of schedule?
You just got to do it. We gave him a heads up today because he had some throwing today. So in pregame work, we kind of scaled him back a little bit. It's just what you got to do sometimes during the season. And their guys had to do it twice in the last 2 weeks. So their guys having to move up and do the same thing. And the positive for Jackson is he's in his hometown. He's in his home ballpark. He didn't get overly extended last week. So he's got to come out and compete for as many outs as he can. And then we'll put somebody else in.
Thanks, Coach.